Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Get ready for an absolutely magical, thrilling journey, because today we're stepping right into the pages of a wondrous storybook. We are going on a huge adventure to discover hidden secrets, talking trees, and a totally brand new world. But hey, before we really jump into our story, let me ask you something. Have you ever moved to a new place? Maybe a new house, a new town, or even just a new school? Think about how you felt right then. Were you jumping up and down with excitement? Were you maybe a little bit nervous? Or just super curious about what the whole shebang would be like? Hold on to that feeling, because that is exactly how the kids in our story are feeling today. Okay, let's dive right into this. Our story kicks off with a massive change for one family. They're leaving their old town life completely behind. You see, the town they lived in was, well, kind of gloomy. It had dirty houses and tall, smoky chimneys just racing by the windows. Ugh. But they are moving to a shiny new country life. A clean, beautiful country where gorgeous flowers grow literally everywhere, in the hedges, and little birds sing happy songs all day long. It's like a breath of fresh air. Chapter 1. The Big Move. So it's time to pack up all those boxes because their father just got a brand new job out in the country. Let's meet our main characters. We've got three incredibly excited siblings. First up is Rohan, who's practically bouncing off the walls, saying, "What fun to be in the country! I shall learn all about animals and birds." Then there's Diya, with this huge smile, who says, "And I shall pick as many flowers as I want." And finally, little Raya chimes in, "And I shall have a garden of my own." I mean, just look at how thrilled they are to get this adventure started. Well, the big moving day finally arrives, and let me tell you, it is a fast-paced journey. Step 1, a small van pulls up to their door, and two men help father and mother pile absolutely everything into it. Step 2, the children throw on their coats and hats, run to the station, and catch a giant train that whistles and chuffs loudly as it pulls away. Choo-choo! But then, step 3, they arrive at this tiny little station, and guess what? There's no bus, oh no! So the poor, exhausted children have to drag their heavy feet step by step down the lane, just sighing and wishing for a cup of warm milk and a cozy bed. Chapter 2. The Cozy Country Cottage. Now, what's really interesting here is what happens after that incredibly long, tiring trip. They finally arrive. And wow, just think about how magical this little house is. It's completely covered in beautiful roses, red, white, and pink ones everywhere. Plus, there's this sweet-smelling honeysuckle climbing all around the front door. It is just lovely. But honestly, the poor kids are so totally exhausted from their journey that they can't even play. They just drink down some hot milk, munch on a few biscuits, and tumble right into their little beds, fast asleep in seconds. Chapter 3. A Mysterious Discovery. The very next morning, the children wake up feeling completely refreshed. The sun is shining so brightly through their strange new windows. Mother cooks them up some yummy eggs and sends them out to explore the countryside for an hour. She's actually hoping to find some washing work so they can buy some clucking hens for the yard. So out the tiny white gate they go. They run across this huge field just filled with buzzing bees. Bzzz. They puddle and splash around in a small brown stream that chatters away right under the sunny willow trees. Splish, splash. But then they suddenly stop in their tracks. Right at the back of their cottage, they come across a wood. A forest. It looks pretty ordinary at first, except the trees are a much darker green than usual. Chapter 4. The Whispering Trees. Rohan stops and looks very thoughtfully at this forest. He notices there's a narrow ditch separating the wood from the overgrown lane. He squints his eyes and whispers, "It's rather a mysterious sort of wood. Don't you think so, Diya?" Diya looks up. The trees are really thick, and they're bending towards one another in a strangely friendly way, almost like they're giving each other a hug. But then Rhea points up at the branches and says, "The noise the leaves are making is different. Listen." Diya gasps. It's almost as if they were really talking to one another. Rhea nods, wide-eyed, whispering secrets, real secrets that we just can't understand. It's a magic wood. Listen really closely to what the trees are doing. The wind blows right through those thick, dark green leaves, and they whisper, "Wisha, wisha, wisha, wisha." Oh my goodness, can you make that sound with me? Come on, say it out loud. Wisha, wisha, wisha. Wow, how beautifully spooky is that? Diya is just about to say, there might be fairy folk in there, and they're seriously debating whether to jump over the ditch right into the magic, when suddenly, "Rohan, Diya, Rhea, tea time, tea time." its mother's voice echoing all the way from the cottage. The magical spell is instantly broken. The kids realize they're actually very hungry, so they forget all about jumping the ditch and run all the way back home to eat fresh bread and a whole loaf of strawberry jam. Chapter 5. Magic Vocabulary Words. And this brilliantly illustrates what happens next. When they sit down with Father, they tell him all about the whispering trees, and he reveals a massive secret. To understand his warning, our first magic word is enchanted. Enchanted means magic. Father tells the wide-eyed children in this hushed, very serious tone that this strange, dark forest is actually called the Enchanted Wood. He says it has a very strange name and that people nowadays don't go there if they can help it. They just stay away from the magic. Next up is the word chuffed, which means moved slowly. Remember at the very beginning of their journey when the family's train whistled and chuffed right out of the station? It moved slowly and heavily, chuff, 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 as it started their big adventure out to the country. And our third magic word is queer, which means unusual or unexpected. Father tells the kids, I don't expect there's really anything very queer about the wood. He doesn't actually think it's full of fairies, but he still warns them to be super careful not to go too far into it, just in case they get lost among those dark green trees. Let's see how this builds into our final boss, the true or false challenge. Get ready. Okay, here we go. I'm going to read 5 statements out loud. For each one, I want you to shout out true if it happened in our story, or false if it's a fib. Ready? Statement 1. There are 3 children in this story. Statement 2. The family piled into the van and left for the country. Statement 3. They moved to the country because mother got a job there. Statement 4. The forest was unsafe for the children to play in. Statement 5. The leaves on the trees of the wood made a different sound from other leaves. Lock in those guesses. All right, let's reveal the answers. Number 1 is true. We have Rohan, Diya, and Riya. Number 2 is false. Remember, they piled their boxes into the van, but the family took a chuffing train to the country. Number 3 is false again. They moved because Father got a job while Mother was just hoping to find some washing work. Number 4 is true. Father definitely warned them not to go far because they might get lost, so it was considered unsafe. And number 5 is absolutely true. Wish, wish, wish. Awesome job. Your listening skills are seriously out of this world. So, with our quiz complete, let's look at how our story ends for today. Even after Father's strict warning not to go into the forest, the children just look at one another in pure excitement. The Enchanted Wood, what a lovely name, they think. And each child secretly makes a daring, brave promise right in their own head. I shall go and explore the Enchanted Wood as soon as ever I can. So, the crucial point is they are absolutely going in. But what do you think is waiting for them in the shadows? Use your wonderful imagination for a second. Is it fairies? Talking animals? Hidden castles? Keep wondering, keep reading, and stay curious. Thank you so much for joining today's Explainer adventure, and I will catch you next time.